Uh-oh. There we go.
There we are.
Welcome to our Thursday night live stream.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Joe.
And we are two crazy ketos.
And if you're new to our channel, welcome. Here on Two Crazy Ketos, we do different things like recipe videos and we do product reviews. We talk about various keto topics, and every Monday we go live on Keto Beyond the Couch because life exists beyond the couch.
You can find us on different social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
And we have a website, which is twocrazyketos.com, and that's where you're going to find all of our different recipes. Now, we do upload at least 5 new videos every single week, so make sure you subscribe to our channel.
And don't forget to hit the little bell icon, and that way every single time we upload a new video, you'll be alerted to it. Dun da 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 da.
What's wrong with you?
Dun da da da.
My
Dun
glasses
da
are
da
foggy.
dun da da da.
Are you done?
Dun da da dun da da dun da da dun da da dun da da.
Are you done?
I'm slightly excited to go see the end of an era. Indiana Jones.
Are you excited to see the Indiana Jones movie, or are you excited because we're going with our boys?
I am excited for all of it. All of it. I've been around for all of the Indiana Jones movies.
You're not old enough.
Super, super important to the whole family, and the fact that adult children are going with me to see Indiana Jones tomorrow. And we're going if we have to sit in the front row.
We're going to sit in the front row.
With the neck thing.
Yeah.
That you're like, I have to be like this. Because I'm just so excited. I mean, but who knows? Maybe Harrison Ford, I mean, if he's going to be Indiana Jones at like 80 years old, maybe this ain't his last one. We don't know.
You never know.
Maybe he's going to go keto.
Welcome to our Thursday live stream. If you are new here, Thursday live streams are where we can connect with our community. And we love answering questions and comments. So if you have a question or a comment about keto, carnivore, or close to anything, not everything, but almost anything, you can go ahead and ask it in the chat. The best way for us to see it is to type @2crazyketos, or the even better way is to use the super chat function, which is the $sign. That is down below in the chat window. That highlights our screen, lets us know that you have a question, but we try to answer as many as possible. We wanted to start off with giving a quick thank you.
Yes, yes. Now, before I move on from Indiana Jones, I have to say this one thing, because I see Shell saying, and that was my concern too, there has been some
I'm very cautious about this movie.
That it's not going to be great.
I don't think it's going to be good, but I still have to see it.
Here's the thing. I sat through all of the prequels of the Star Wars movies.
And they suck.
You know? Like, so there was that. So I'm going to go, whether it's good or not, it matters not. Right? What does matter, though, is how precious the friendships we've made on keto are to us. And this week, we were absolutely blown away. We were out and got a phone call from Anthony, and he says, Daddy, did you buy flowers for Mom?
That would never happen.
And I was like, and he was like, no, because Mom's usually like,
She doesn't like flowers.
I'm always like, don't spend your money on that.
Yeah, she doesn't like flowers from me.
Right, because
I'm spending our money.
Right, and so, and I'm like, oh, well, I hate to waste it, right? It's not because I don't love flowers. It's because I'm like, I don't want to invest money in myself like that.
Right.
But no, they weren't from Joe. They're right behind us. They were from Perfect Keto, saying that they, sorry for the passing of Roscoe.
I appreciated that.
I appreciate that so much. That blessed my heart so much. So thank you to the family at Perfect Keto for that. Then today, we got the sweetest keychains. I've never even heard of something like this before, but it was from Grey Dog Goods. This is from Redmond. Our precious family from Redmond, and it says it's a keychain, and it's got a little kitten angel on it, and it says no longer by my side, but forever in my heart, and it actually has a little paw print and Roscoe's name.
I really like that.
I was a mess. I was absolutely a sobbing mess this afternoon, but thank you for taking the time to say you're sorry that after the passing of our precious Roscoe. So that just meant so much to me. I was just blown away.
Speaking of Redmond, Redmond is going to be having a 4th of July sale on Monday the 3rd and Monday the 4th. So I forgot what it is, but it doesn't apply till Monday anyway. So we will remind everybody on Monday. But if you need something from Redmond, don't order it until Monday or Tuesday because it's going to be 20% off if you need to order Redmond Relight.
That's really neat.
I will be ordering some more garlic, organic garlic pepper.
All of the seasonings.
All the seasonings. We absolutely love that stuff. So,
yes.
Yeah. Okay, let's jump right into some questions. Mama Cat said, I found some Zip Fizz in my local store. I know you've mentioned before, Joe. What are your thoughts about it? We used to love Zip Fizz.
Love it.
We used to use it all the time. But they, at some point, one of the reasons, we had stopped using it when we were doing beef, butter, bacon, egg. And then we just kind of got away from it. And then we had a bunch. And it turns out that if you let it sit too long, it tastes very medicine-y.
Very
medicine-y. So we had to throw those out. And then when we went to get some more, we noticed a change in the ingredients. And it's like the second or third ingredient and all the ones that we've seen have a glucose polymer in them, which is glucose.
Made me
sad.
sad.
So we've stopped using them. I have not. I probably should get some and test them with a CGM. But we just stopped using them, and I really don't find a need for it anymore. The biggest reason we used Zip Fizz was because we would get a bunch of potassium and some electrolytes, and I do just as well using Redmond Relight or Element. It doesn't have as much potassium, but it also doesn't come with the jitters that you get from Zip Fizz, and the fact that it's like 2,000% or something like that of your vitamin B. And I know a lot of people would actually message me like, my vitamin B levels are off the charts when my doctor did my blood work and he was concerned.
Zip Fizz is probably
usually the
culprit.
Zip Fizz because it's got a ridiculous amount of vitamin B, which is why you get so much energy.
I was going to say it almost has a very like caffeine effect on you.
Amy's Life wanted to know suggestions for getting back on track. Number 2, what type of keto do you do and do you recommend? Okay, suggestions for getting back on track. When you say, what were you off of track? Just you stopped eating keto? The best way to get back on track is start eating keto.
Yeah.
That's number 1. What kind of keto do we do? We recommend the one that is most sustainable for you. We don't like names like dirty keto, strict keto. Strict isn't bad, but lazy keto. And we don't like those terms because you're labeling yourself.
Right. I want you to talk sweet to yourself because the mental game, when you're trying to have any type of health pursuit goal in your life, mental game factors in. Absolutely. It's not just about like, changing the way you eat, but you have to get excited about your everyday life. And I think a lot of times if you feel like you're always in a, state of deprivation, or you feel like you're no good, like I'm a cheater, I'm having a cheat day, I just don't advise, that type of self-talk.
Yeah, so it's not that we're against what people would call dirty keto, with some exceptions, and I'll get to that in a minute. But we don't like you saying, I do dirty keto, because you're calling yourself dirty.
Yeah.
And subconsciously, that will work against you. Whether or not we think it does or not, it does. Our subconscious really plays a large role in how our body works. So what do we mean by what is sustainable? If what is sustainable for you is a form of keto that maybe includes an occasional keto dessert, or using keto chow, or once a week or once every couple days having a keto treat, and that keeps you on keto, then that's what you should do. If the form of keto that is sustainable for you is not having that, but including vegetables, then that is the keto you should do. If the form of keto that is sustainable for you is strictly meat, then that is the keto for you that you should do. Because I know people don't like to hear this, or at least strict carnivores, but carnivore is keto.
Yeah.
It is. It's just a stricter form of keto, but carnivore is keto.
Yeah.
You have Nisha talks about ketovore, which is mostly meat with maybe a few veggies. So it's the one that is most sustainable. If you've been struggling and you're having a hard time getting on track, the last thing you want to do, in my personal opinion, and my opinion is worth not
2
much.
cents?
Less probably, but that's okay.
No. Well, I mean, you're going to give 2 cents worth.
my personal opinion is don't try to jump into carnivore. You know, we've had coaching clients come to us and say, like, I really think that I should do carnivore because I'm having a hard time on keto. If you can't stick to keto, when I mean by keto, like less than 20 or 30 total carbs and including something like keto bricks or making mug cakes at home, if you can't stick to that, why do you think you're going to stick to carnivore?
You're just going to be
work your way
more
into
frustrated.
that. If you want to have the best results right off the bat, I would tell you to start off with 30, 60, or 90 days of nothing but beef, butter, bacon, and egg. And the reason we suggest that is because that will eliminate all of the other stuff. It's going to put you into a deeper state of ketosis faster, and you can quickly get rid of inflammation because you're pretty much eating stuff that doesn't cause inflammation.
I see that John has a birthday coming up on Sunday. So can we sing to him?
Yes.
Ready?
Happy
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear John. Happy birthday to you and many more. So many more, John.
So hopefully that answers your question, Amy. Now, if you're going to ask me how should you get started, for the first 2 to 4 weeks, don't count anything except for your carbohydrates. You're going to eat as few carbohydrates as possible. We never put an upper limit. We always tell you as few as possible. I would tell you not to try not to go over 20 to 30 total carbs, but don't count calories. Just eat a lot of meat. Don't eat sugar, pasta, grains, starches, things like that. After 2 to 4 weeks, once your body's gotten good fat adapted, then we can start figuring out how much you should eat. But for the first 2 to 4 weeks, just stop eating sugar. That's hard enough.
That's plenty to do.
Susie said, please send
Susie.
prayers, good vibes for those of us in the Northeast for better air quality tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Joe's mom and sister are in New York, and it has been crazy. Just absolutely crazy up there.
Yeah. What did I say that Paul said twice, what's the other? I don't remember. What did we say this twice?
I don't know.
I don't know. You'll have to refresh my memory. I kind of lose things like that. JJ said, Indiana Rachel.
Indiana Rachel.
Shell wants to know, did we see Indiana Jones? No, we're going to see it tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
And we want to see it in...
Oh, Amanda's going too.
We want to see it in the 4D theater. So we have a theater here where the seats will rock and it'll spit stuff out at you and everything rumbles. But the problem is for that theater, the only thing that's left is front row, and we're still going to go sit in the front row. Because all the other theaters have plenty of room.
Oh, Penny has a birthday
Stop looking up there.
today. I think that's what they're trying to answer. Let's see.
Okay.
I saw somebody else it looks like has a birthday too.
Mama Bear said FOMO was getting to me regarding Ketopalooza, so I'm changing my plane tickets and I'm going.
Oh.
Who needs to go on to their 40th high school reunion?
Oh
anyway?
my gracious! How cool is that? I'm so excited that you're going, Lynette. Yes, it is not too late to get your tickets. October 6th through the 8th. In Louisville, Kentucky. I'm totally saying that wrong and will probably not get better at it. But,
Carrie said Indiana Jones and the Curse of the Nursing Home.
Ah, that's cute.
Generous Bitcoin billionaire, is Harrison Ford in it? He's
Yes.
pushing 90. Yes, he is.
Yes, but still hot somehow. Yes. In fact, they had a really cute like meet the press thing, and somebody mentioned like, you look great. And he talked about how he's like just lucky with this body. Because, I mean, what is your response going to be? Like, you're still hot. Like, thank you. You know? But, yeah, I mean, he looks fantastic. Yeah. Absolutely fantastic.
John said, Joe and Rachel, I'm mad at you guys. Every time you do a review of something new, I want to run out and buy it. I have a Creami that works perfectly fine. But now I want a Creami Deluxe. I would tell somebody, do not go out and buy it if you already have a good Creami. If your Creami is broken or if you need one, I would go and get one. But I will tell you this. We were able to order the Breeze, which I know in that video we kept saying Breezy, but it is Breeze. I looked it up. So we ordered it. Again, they didn't send it to us. I paid for it. So we're going to check that one out. And the reason that we made that is, well, I like the idea of the Deluxe, but it was more of you can't really find the other one anymore. They've stopped making the 501, 701. You can't find it in stores. So what is going to be out is the Breeze and the Deluxe. So we want people to know what's the difference, because I wanted to know what is the difference.
Yeah.
And show you which one do you think you should get. And so we're gonna just, it won't be as long. We're just gonna get the breeze, and we're gonna see what is the difference between the old version and the new version. I think they're calling it space saving. And then then we can kind of say this is the difference between the breeze and the deluxe. But if you already have a good Creami, don't go and buy a Creami.
No,
that'd
you don't
be
need to
kinda
buy
silly.
something new.
Nobody is as silly as us. I mean, or me.
Well, I think even in the
I'm the
video,
kind of person that,
we
like,
said
Anthony
if
asked-
you don't have one.
Yeah.
then
Or
this would be-
I did say, should you upgrade? And I would say for 99% of people, you shouldn't upgrade. If maybe you're in a situation like us and you want to have bigger ice creams, and you can do that. But it's like, I'm an upgrade person. Like Anthony asked me today, are you getting the iPhone 15? I'm like, it hasn't been announced yet. He's like, yes, it has. Like, no, just the rumors. He's like, how do you know? Because I follow that stuff. Because I'm an Apple geek, and I have to upgrade every time they come out with a new one. But I have not upgraded to the M2s yet.
You are a geek about it.
I am. I really am. I don't know why. Jason said some movies are a must no matter how good they are.
So true, and however bad they are.
I haven't been to the movie theaters since long before COVID. I think I've been to the movie theaters like 2 times since going keto.
My last
because
one...
popcorn is a deal thing for me.
Really?
Yeah.
You had a hard time with that smell.
Not so much the smell. First of all, I like seeing a movie at home because I can go to the bathroom, and I have to go to the bathroom
Well, we
a
can
lot.
leave you at home.
No, you're not going to see Indiana Jones. Wait, I'm the old one in this family. Like, I saw Indiana Jones with my dad in the movie theaters. I remember Raiders of the Lost Ark.
And you're gonna have to suck it up, Buttercup.
I know that, but it's one of the reasons I don't go to the movies. Plus, for the cost of one movie ticket, I'm buying the tickets are $25 a piece.
You could like buy the movie.
I can buy the movie now for $20. I mean, a lot of the movies now, they come out like within 2 weeks of being in the movie theater. They're on iTunes for $25. For the price of one ticket, I can own the movie.
You can sell that to me normally. However, this is the opportunity for your boys to look back and say,
I know.
You went
That's the only
with our grandpa
reason.
and now I'm going with dad.
That's the only reason. I did want to mention.
Shell's got a good idea.
Did you
take some freeze-dried things because that'll give you the crunch in the movie theater? That's really nice.
Popcorn.
I like Shell's idea.
Did you put those pictures into Mighty Networks for our channel supporters?
I did.
So, if you're a channel supporter, if you haven't gone on Mighty Networks since yesterday, we went to Animal Kingdom, and 52 years old having my picture taken with Mickey Mouse. But it was interesting because 11 years ago for my birthday we went, and that was the last time we had our picture taken with Mickey Mouse.
Yes.
And we were both like 300 pounds.
Right.
So Rachel put for our channel supporters, we're going to do a vlog. You'll see it later if you're not a channel supporter. But just some pictures of before and after. And Anthony, I showed it to Anthony today, and Anthony said, hey, Mickey Mouse looks like he's lost some weight.
Aww,
So.
that was sweet.
JJ, thank you very much for
Thank
the
you.
$4.99 super chat.
Apple Geeks Unite.
Yes, I mean, I have not upgraded my laptop or my Mac Studio to the M2 because I think that it's actually not as good as the new one. But there was a big part of me that wanted to go to the new Mac, the Mac Pro, because I had the old Mac Pro and sold it for the Mac Studio. But I'm not. I'm being good.
Julie has another suggestion, which I think is great. Porking Good butter flavor the pork rinds.
I would do that, except for I don't have any, and we have like a 2-day notice for going. I mean, I can't exactly.
I hear a lot of excuses. Do you guys hear excuses? I hear a lot of excuses.
I will just suffer through the movies without it.
I hear That's what I'm hearing.
Yes. Shell said, yes, Joe's always said Rachel doesn't want flour.
Yeah. Now, usually.
Since the day we were dating.
I like potted plants.
She doesn't want flowers and she doesn't want jewelry.
And I like, real stuff. Like diamond things. But I do like plants, and anytime you want to have potted plants around, I love that.
Yep. Lori said, meats before treats, game changer. It has been so helpful. If a restaurant adds a tempting side or something extra, I concentrate on my meat, and I'm full before trying anything else.
Fantastic.
That is awesome.
That's the key.
Jamie said I was a no for flowers, but here in Ecuador, you get a dozen roses for $3.
Wow.
Okay, well there, that
Okay.
I could probably sell that on Rachel.
You got me, Jamie. That was it. Because recently was taking flowers to someone else. And it was a very small little like mini bouquet from our local supermarket, and it was $14. And I was like, $14? I mean, I wanted to bring flowers, so I was fine with it, but it was just like, I had to stop for a second and be like, I'm counting them. I'm counting the stems. Like, this doesn't seem like $14.
Rita said, I don't like cut flowers. My family knows to give me live plants so that I can kill them myself.
There you go. There you go. That's me, Rita.
John said, Joan, I read that one already. Susie said, the
Hey,
couple
Susie.
of days, coffee and tea have been bothering my stomach. Probably need to cut back. Any tips on drinking only 1 cup a day, like on beef, butter, bacon, egg? I'm going to leave that one for you.
Well, I like to
Get a big cup.
Yeah, get a big cup. That's my first thing, is honestly like kind of get away with getting a bigger cup than usual. But I like sparkling water. So that's kind of a treat that we have a soda stream. So I can make sparkling water, but before we had the soda stream, I would get San Pellegrino for myself. It was kind of like a little extra purchase, but I needed to find something that felt like it was an extra treat since I was withholding coffee for myself. So that was something that helped me.
Let's see. There was a question I'm checking right now from Debbie. Do you know if Redmond Relight sticks are in the new formulation? I'm actually checking right now.
Checking right now.
I have not checked in a little while. Hydration, Redmond Relight hydration sticks. Let's see. Yes, they are.
Yeah.
So the hydration sticks are available in the new packaging, in the new formulation.
30 count.
So 30 count, $37.99, and then we have a 15% off coupon. But again, there will be a sale next week on Monday and Tuesday, with a 20% off coupon. What is it, Sheena?
Hey.
Thank you very much for the $4.99 super chat.
Thank you so much.
I don't see a question. If I see it all.
But if you have a question, let us know.
Yep. John said, thank you for the $10 super chat. So this is because
birthday
Joe is such a
boy.
good sport and goes along with Rachel whenever she asks him to sing happy birthday. Oh, thank you.
You're so sweet.
It's.
What are you doing for your birthday? Are you doing something fun? Are you having an adventure on your birthday? Also, what's your birthday wish? I guess you're not allowed to say or it won't come true, but like, do you have special plans for your birthday?
Chrissy's got a good question. Thoughts on CGMs for carnivores?
I think that this is my take. I think that everybody should try a CGM one time in their life just to collect some data. Because my opinion is, at least it was a revelation for me, but my opinion is we sometimes have our eyes on the wrong thing. In my opinion, a lot of times we are trying to get our eating perfect and we're allowing a lot of stress in our lives and not like taking that into account. So I think that for me, it was very helpful to have a CGM to see that it wasn't just about the food. It's also about what else is going on in our life. And also, what does the stress mean? Sometimes it's good stress. You know, when we first got started on keto, remember how afraid we were of insulin? We were so afraid of insulin, it was like we didn't even want to be able to run away from a tiger if a tiger was to chase us, right? We never wanted. We were so afraid of it. But now it's like we understand that it's like you need it. You need it to get up. You should be excited about some things going in your life, like exercise.
You're talking about insulin or glucose?
I mean glucose, rather. So, but
we need insulin too.
Yes, but I mean
if we don't have insulin, we're attacked.
But we were afraid. We were afraid of it totally. So I think it's important to sometimes see what's going on in our
Okay,
life.
so here's my thing. I think that CGM once in a while is good for everybody, especially. Honestly, I think it is a good thing for carnivores because you will have people who will see sometimes. It has been noticed on some people that when they go carnivore for a long time, their A1C goes slightly up. And Dr. Berry has talked about this. I've actually had a lot of conversation with several people about this. There is a theory that the reason their glucose is their A1C is actually up is because their red blood cells are living longer, which would account for a higher A1C. But if you wear a CGM for a little while and you still see that flat line and your glucose is low, then it would mean it's not a diabetes issue. The other reason I think it's good for a carnivore once in a while is because if you're eating a lot of protein and not enough fat. I'm not afraid of protein. I think protein is super important, and nobody should be eating less than 100 grams of protein, probably closer to 150, but a minimum of 100 grams of protein. But if you're eating a lot of protein but not enough fat, like not even like a 1-to-1 ratio, which a lot of people do because they're still afraid of fat. Like, for example, if you're eating a lot of days of protein-sparing modified fast, that can elevate your glucose, and that might not necessarily be a good thing because you do need fat, because that means your body is turning all of that extra protein into sugar because it's got to do something. It can't store all of that extra protein. It's got to do something with it, and so it'll turn into sugar if you're not giving yourself enough fat as a fuel source. The other thing that's good is you get to at least see what's going on with your body. You get to figure out what are stressors and what causes glucose to go up in your system. For example, we've talked about this. I've learned my glucose goes up when I take a shower. That's not a bad thing.
Stop
but
showering.
At least I know that. So if I were to go do a finger stick, like 5 minutes after taking a shower, I don't have to freak out and go, why is my glucose 120? Well, every time I take a hot shower, my glucose goes up. It's how my body deals with taking a shower. If you go for a run, if you exercise, your glucose is going to go up. You get to figure out exactly when your dawn phenomenon is. After wearing a CGM for a month, I can tell you every day my glucose starts out somewhere around 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. It goes up about 20 points or so. It stays there for a couple of hours and then starts working its way back down. And you can see it because it's every day for over a month doing the same thing. And Rachel has the same thing. It's not when I get up, it's a couple of hours after I get up. And so when you know those things, you have information. Do you need to wear it for the rest of your life? No. We're wearing them for doing different testing and for some extra knowledge on things that we're looking at. And I like that, but we don't wear one all the time. We wear it for the 2 weeks, and then we'll go a couple weeks without wearing them.
Thank you so much, Shauna. I see Sharon had a question. Who has a Porking Good link? We do. Thanks so much for posting that, Shauna. I appreciate that.
And we also have a discount code. I think it's 2 Crazy Ketos. Carrie said it just dropped down to 100 degrees where I live in Texas. Gotta love Texas heat. It has been super hot. It has
been boiling hot here as well. It's almost like when it starts, we get an afternoon rain. You can almost like set your clock by at 2 o'clock. You're so thankful when it comes because you just have to cool off for a second, but it gets so hot again that it's like no rain has happened. Literally like 20 minutes after the rain, there's no evidence that it's rained. It's crazy.
So yeah, Penny has a birthday today.
Oh.
Lori said, I'm so proud of my hubby. He's lost 7 pounds in 2 weeks and seems to be liking keto low carb. He's even drinking keto.
I am so proud, Lori. I know that has to tickle you so much. That is so stinking exciting.
You want to sing?
Yeah. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Penny. Happy birthday to you and many more. So many more.
Defense Mom said, Denise Mom, I'm sorry. I had a thin ice with my kids last week. 0 net carbs. Thought I was making a better choice. For second ingredient was dextrose, and then the sweeteners made me so sick. How bad was that?
Oh my goodness. That's so frustrating,
Just get right back on track.
But it's so frustrating when you're like, I am trying to choose. That's how we started product reviews.
Yep.
Because I was like, we got mayonnaise.
Oh, wait till you see the review coming out soon.
You're trying to like do different.
Yep.
And then when you feel like you got undermined by a company, you're like, I got fooled.
Yeah.
Can't stand that.
And that is why, to go back to the question before of like, when we talk about dirty keto, there are certain things that people would label as dirty keto that I will tell you stay away from. I don't care what, if you want to have a dessert every day,
Yeah.
and if you're still having success in losing weight, then have at it. When I got started on keto, I made a mug cake every day for 2 years. There were not a lot of products out. The only product on the market when I started keto was keto bars, which is now, I think, still sold by Perfect Keto. But they were their own company. They were called keto bars, and they were made with just like coconut oil and erythritol. They were really good, and you can tell somebody was making them in their house.
Right.
They came in a little like Chinese takeout box.
They were so cute.
That was it. And I tried what were those Quest bars for a little while. But for the most part, we made, and I did keto, making dessert every single day. The one product I will tell you to stay away from no matter what, and I will always say this, I know some people like it, is any of the zero net carb breads and wraps that are on the market. I'm going to say this, and someone's going to take it the wrong way, but understand where I'm coming from. I'd rather you eat the real thing. And now I'm not telling you to eat the real thing. I'm telling you that's how bad those zero net carb wraps and breads are. They're not helping you on your journey. For many people, they elevate their glucose, and if there is wheat in the ingredient list, especially all the way on the top, stay away from it, because wheat causes inflammation. Even if your glucose doesn't go up, you're giving yourself a very inflammatory ingredient. You don't need the wheat.
There is a lot of times where we will say something is not optimal, but it's less bad. Those zero carb wraps, I am not going to say is less bad. That's I don't put that in that category.
Many of them have more total carbohydrates than the ones that aren't labeled zero net carb.
It's very misleading, a lot of them.
Yeah. So those are the one thing I'm going to tell you, no matter what, stay away from it. If you absolutely want bread, if you need a wrap, make Egg Life wraps. Neely's got an amazing recipe on how to make Egg Life wraps. You can go buy Egg Lifes. There's a Creami one. You can use those. Folio cheese wraps. You can make the egg white bread if you really want bread. When you make Neely's version where you add in the butter, I think that is a game changer. We absolutely love that. We just kind of, once in a blue moon, we'll make that. We kind of fell away from bread, and just like, that's just not a part of us. And if you really want something like our friends at Foxhill Kitchen, Julie, she makes a really good product. She doesn't say it's zero net carb, but it's good ingredients. There's no wheat in it. She's using things like psyllium husk and stuff like that. And I think they make a really, really good product. So that's where I would steer you towards. But if you're buying it in the store, most likely it's not going to be very good for you.
We have not found a good one yet. Not
in a store, no. And I won't even make the ones at home where you're adding a bunch of fiber, because we don't need the fiber. And so I'm not going to make something where I'm adding in a whole bunch of fiber to give it a certain texture or whatever. I think the egg white bread is good enough personally. And
don't you need fiber to poop though, Joe? No. Don't you have to have a whole...
I have no problem pooping.
Ton of pooping.
If you have constipation issues, increase salt, increase fat. That'll fix it.
It'll fix it.
I'll tell you what, we went to Disney, we came home, and we're like, I don't feel right. And then I said to Rachel, how many electrolyte drinks have you had in the last 3 days? She's like, 1. I'm like, me too. Guess what? We drank 2 of them today.
Oh, my Lord.
And it was live in the bathroom.
It was crazy. Right? Seriously crazy.
But when you go walk around Disney World and you're sweating out and you're not taking in any electrolytes and your body is just starving for them, well, your body's going to hold on to that salt, and water chases salt because it doesn't want to get rid of that salt. So as soon as we started putting some electrolytes back in our body, it just dumped it all out. And the first place your body will dump excess fluids is not by peeing, it's by pooping.
Yeah.
Jujube said had the best day ever today.
Wow.
Took kids to the pool, garden center trip. Peruvian chicks for lunch. Built some hydroponic planters tonight.
Hello.
And painted them. Kids giggling on the trampoline together.
Wow. Rockstar mom. Oh my gosh. Jujube. That is fantastic. What a day. Yeah. What a great summer day.
Alyssa and John here. Egg Life Rubs DIY. Egg whites, a little less than a half a cup. 1 tablespoon of beef gelatin in a spray pan, medium heat, few minutes on each side. Done.
Boom.
So easy to make. You don't even have to spend the ridiculous amount of money it costs to buy them. We'll get them when we have coupons. Like
Yes.
Every once in a while, we'll find coupons.
I'm a big fan of
on
coupons.
the low carb cruise. We each got a coupon for egg life wraps.
So guess what?
Guess what? We bought them.
I took it to the store and got me some. Now the only place that I find egg wraps like on the regular are Target and Sprouts here locally. It's odd. I expect to find them more places.
Shauna said space saving. I have a hard enough time fitting my current Creami pipes in my pints in the freezer. Yeah, I think they're talking about, again, we don't have it yet. I ordered it, but I think that the Creami is shorter because it doesn't make it go up and down. I don't know why they're calling it space saving. We'll find out when it shows up.
Defense Wiz is right. Or massage on the beach during a cruise can help move things along.
That absolutely works.
I can absolutely.
Shauna
Shauna
also said there's an app to that when to go for the movies. I know, but I don't want to miss anything. I know that the app exists.
I will never forget that what was the movie that we saw? It's the musical you like. The Broadway Les Mis, and he used it for that.
Like, I know the play by heart.
I know he literally they finished a song and he ran out of the movie theater to go to the bathroom.
Joanna said my last movie theater movie was with my daughter. It was some dinosaur movie.
Aww,
don't even remember.
How cute.
Ola said not a movie theater person, but go to the Sound of Music sing along annually at the Hollywood Bowl.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I would totally go to that. That sounds like an absolute blast. Oh yeah, you're right. Everybody, I can see people saying Aldi's. Aldi's does. If you have an Aldi's in your area, check their refrigerated section. A lot of times they have the egg life wraps.
Some Costco's have them, and you get triple the amount for the same price.
I'm not sure if if they will take a coupon.
Who, Aldi? Or
yeah.
Costco does not take coupons. BJ's does, but Costco
does Aldi?
I don't think so.
I don't remember us taking coupons when I worked there.
Yeah, Quiet Storm sounds like a good reason to upgrade the home theater to ultimate video experience status.
Yeah, that is true.
AV, Keto for a year, C-reactive protein steadily rising up from 4.77. Any recommendations or insights? We are not doctors, nurses, or health professionals. The only thing I can tell you is what kind of fat sources are you using? Are you using seed oils and things like that? After that, I would do two things. Number one, make sure there's no other medical issues. And also, that's a question for Dr. Berry. Go join his Mighty Networks community for just $5 a month. And you can get in there and ask questions like that. And he won't give you medical advice, but he will kind of guide you along. He won't give you personalized medical advice. Denise's mom said Aldi's does not take coupons. It's their store policy. But Trader Joe's will.
And that's the sister company.
Yeah. You should know that. You work for Aldi.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. Neely said, I knew I had really made it as a recipe developer when I got a cease and desist letter from the Egg Life Company.
Did you really?
Oh my gosh. You need to calm down.
I have, for a couple of the things that we've come out with, I have been I said to Rachel, I'm wondering when I'm going to get a letter. Because, years ago, there was a cake mix. Do you remember that? It showed up in a Keto Crate box. And I'm like, this is so expensive. It's $15. And and I looked at the ingredients and I'm like, I can duplicate this. And we did. And called it out in the video. And Rachel, I was like, I am going to get in so much trouble for this. But I had a hard time with you charging me $15 for coconut flour, erythritol, and baking powder.
Well, I felt like that with the folio cheese wraps. If you have not made Joe's version of folio cheese wraps, you're gonna laugh when you see how easy it is. And that is not a cheap
No, they're super expensive.
They're delicious and we love them, but it's not cheap. And so when Joe made them, I'm like, ugh. Shouldn't it have taken more than 30 seconds to do this? And it was, but and they work the exact same. I
thought that Carnivore Crisps would send us a letter when we made the Carnivore chips, how to make your own.
Joe's Carnivore chips. If you're looking for something that is delicious, that you will want to replay over and over, everybody in the family enjoys those Carnivore chips that he makes. But yeah, it's super easy to make.
Okay, geek talk.
Yes.
JJ, I'm going back and forth between getting a 16-inch MacBook Pro or a 15-inch MacBook Air M2 Studio. So if you want portable, 16-inch MacBook Pro. If you're going to buy a MacBook Pro, the M2 version,
I have no idea what you're even saying right now.
Get an upgrade. Do not buy the base model with the base hard drive, because what they did was they put slower hard drives, and it is ridiculously slow compared to the M1 version. So you need to upgrade the hard drive because of the weight. Because what they did was in the M1 version of them and the Studio too, they gave you 2 chips. So like it was like 2 128 or 2 256 SSD cards, and they were in a RAID, so they were fast. What they did for the M2 version is they put 1, so they're not rated, so it's literally half the speed. If you upgrade to a bigger hard drive or a bigger SSD, then you get that speed back. So what I would tell you, and I told this to John Paul too, if you can find one, go to the Apple Certified Refurbished store and buy the M1 version, because there's not a huge difference between the M1 and the M2. Buy the M1 Certified Refurbished, and when you buy from Apple Certified Refurbished, you get the full Apple warranty. The only difference is most of the time, it doesn't come in the original nice box with a sticker. But
I don't need
you're
a sticker.
saving a tremendous amount of money, and it comes with a full warranty. You can even add on Apple Care for it. That's how I've bought a lot of my stuff, and it really, really saves you a lot of money. I have the 16-inch MacBook Pro, absolutely love it. Rachel has the 14-inch. Don't buy the Air. The Air is not that good because it doesn't have any fans. It doesn't have any fans, and it throttles it quicker. I have the Studio. I have the MacBook Pro. We have the Mac Mini in here. You name it, we have it. But the 16-inch MacBook Pro is awesome.
Do you want to hear something beautiful?
What?
Defense Wiz actually found us first because of your folio cheese wrap. It was worth making it just to meet you. I love that.
Chris, I'm going to be nice, but I am going to read his comment. Imagine being able to upgrade your storage and memory without having to buy a completely different computer. Or imagine having a computer that almost never gets a virus and isn't outdated 2 weeks after you bring it home.
Well, I need to be able to find my stuff because I lose things. So basically, we have to be
I like the
Apple
Apple
so that I can be
ecosystem.
like, where's my stuff?
Rachel has an Apple Watch solely so she can find her phone.
Yes.
Keto Karen, great question. How do you get back on track after the cruise? I really got used to having all of the good without cooking and cleaning, and now I don't remember how I survived before.
It goes quick. It's amazing, like how quickly you can get used to, vacation life, vacation mode.
Yeah.
What's your recommendation?
I mean, as far as getting back on track on keto, the simple solution, which nobody really wants to hear, is don't go off of keto on the cruise. So, but as far as, having somebody like doing everything for you, that was a bit of an adjustment. It was a little weird.
It was hard to have to wash dishes again. It was weird to my bed was just not made.
Yeah.
Like, how dare they, right? I mean, towels were not replenished. And when we did have towels, not only did I have to fold them and put them away, but none of them, there was no origami towels. It was just regular
The thing that you like
towels.
best about a cruise, and you don't get it even when we go, if we happen to go away for 3 days on a trip and stay in a hotel, Rachel doesn't get this, and that is the bed made every day. Because when we stay in a hotel or something, I always put a sign out I don't want them to come clean our room because I don't want them in our room. And on the cruise, Rachel was like, he's coming in our room. Let him come in my room. I'm on a cruise.
My bed made.
And we don't make our bed at home.
I do.
JJ, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. Said Rachel, Joe speaks my love language. Good advice.
I'm glad that
JJ, if you send me an email,
understands.
I will absolutely guide you. I can tell you everything about all the different models because I research and research. In fact, I was looking at should I upgrade my studio because we do so many videos and I always want the fastest thing. I know pretty much everything there is to know about the entire Apple Silicon line. In fact, I even helped James from Ready Set Keto. I helped him make his decision. So, like, if you need help, send me an email at joe@2crazyketos.com.
Can somebody please email Joe?
I'm
He just
happy to walk you through what I can tell you all the differences and which one is the best model and how to get it.
Make his
if
day.
you find an M2 at a good price, I'll tell you if that's a good price. I mean, I know everything about them. Sabrina.
Hey, Sabrina.
Oh, this was for Miriam.
Well, hi. I'm going to say hi, too.
Amanda said, I have some beautiful pieces of jewelry my late husband gave me, and I'm terrified to wear it because I might lose any.
Okay, so my dad bought me a set of like quarter carat studs, diamonds. And I went out like for a special evening dinner and I lost one of them. So that is, my dad got that for me and now I have one. So I'm right there with you. Absolutely terrified to use it. I shouldn't be. I should enjoy them, right? That was how it was intended, was like enjoy the gift, but it's frightening. I'm afraid I'm very klutzy. I'm afraid I'm gonna hurt stuff. I don't wear my regular wedding ring because some of the diamonds we lost two of the little like chips that were on the sides of it that Joe got me like when we had our 10-year anniversary, and our jeweler, the business closed during COVID and never reopened, and I'm just terrified to wear it.
Yeah. Sheena said, I just want to say you two, you have been a huge part of my keto journey. 160
pounds down. Thank you so much for letting us be a part of that journey, and way to go. That is absolutely incredible. Share in the comments what's one thing that you've noticed. Now, I mean, there's so many things, but what is something that you were surprised to discover after losing that much weight? Like, what is something that you really enjoy now that you were surprised to discover? That I love hearing people's just like story of what they can do now that they couldn't do before.
Kate in Salt Lake said, I got overeating during a movie decades ago. Now they're just too loud for me. So I haven't been to a movie theater in over 2 decades.
It's not Joe's favorite thing, but I do enjoy it sometimes, just as a treat.
Here's the big problem with seeing a movie, especially with Rachel. Sometime during the movie, when we're watching it at home, Rachel's going to lean me over and say, what happened to him? And I'm like, I don't know.
I
haven't seen this either. Or did he die? I don't know. I haven't seen this movie. And at home, I can hit pause and then rewind to the part that I missed when she was talking. In a movie theater, she's still going to lean over to me. Does he die in the end? And I'm like, I don't know. I haven't seen this movie yet.
Don't tell me, but also tell me. The other thing that you
And I can't rewind it in the movie. You know how many times in a movie I try to rewind the movie in a movie theater.
The other thing that I cannot do is when I see a character that I recognize, it's not a convenient time for me to IMDb all of the movies they've ever been in and also see like, do they have any children now? Who did they get married to? Where did they go to college? Like, for some reason, I'm in the middle of the movie and I feel the need to like just verify everybody's everything. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, that was once a child actor. I saw them in one episode of Little House on the Prairie back in the early 80s. Like, I'm sure that that's that person.
Patty said, I was all set after last week to get the Libre 3, but I don't have an iPhone. You don't need an iPhone for the Libre 3. The Libre 3 will work on both an iPhone and an Android.
Great news!
Some of the old versions of the Libre didn't work on some of the Androids because they required NFC. But the Libre 3 uses Bluetooth, so you can use there is an Android app for it. What you can't use it for is it's got something to do with if you want to use the Tastermonial. The Tastermonial app, which you do not need if you want to use Tastermonial to get your Libre. The Tastermonial app, which is kind of like just a way to scan items and record things and help them build their database, that they only have an app for the iPhone. But if you just want to use the Libre, The Abbott Libre 3, you don't need an iPhone. It works with Android as well.
I cannot stop smiling because Janen RN, this comment is so great. I am carnivore and wearing a CGM. I am learning things like why the Lord tells us not to let the sun go down on our wrath. If that ain't the truth, oh my gracious, yes. Like, and I was that person that would like, I wouldn't stay up all night to be angry, but I would stay up all night to worry. And I'll tell you what, you will see on a CGM why that is not just a colossal waste of time, but so undermining to what you're trying to accomplish when it comes to your health journey. But that is great. I love that comment. Great job on that one.
Okay, Mama Bear said, for anyone going to Ketopalooza, are you flying out on Sunday night or waiting until Monday since it's a holiday? We are going home on Sunday.
Yeah.
I can tell you most of I think everything ends by like, it's like breakfast and then we're done.
Yeah.
So like, if I remember right, like last year when we drove, I think we left around 12 or 1 o'clock.
We stayed later because there was a wedding.
Right. But we were still done by like 1 o'clock.
But we were done by 1 o'clock. And I don't know how they're gonna top that. I don't know how Ketopalooza is gonna top it. I mean, the wedding was amazing.
Right. Brianna said, I paid my deposit for the 2024 low carb cruise, and my daughter and I are going to Ketopalooza in October. I'm so excited. I'm so
excited.
Also,
and I just can't hide it.
Brianna's 60th birthday is tomorrow.
Oh my gosh! Well, let's sing to Brianna.
I was so sick on my 50th birthday. I've lost 130 pounds, and I can run 5Ks, and I have my health back. Adventure.
Here I come. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Brianna. Happy birthday to you, and many more, so many more. I love hearing that like 10 years later, you're doing better. 10 years later, you feel stronger, you're more active. That is incredible. Talk about aging backwards.
John said, did you see that Dr. Boz is offering to write prescriptions through her clinic website for a Dexcom G7? I think it's some kind of special deal.
Cool.
I did not see that. That is awesome. The only thing I'm going to tell you is the Dexcom G7, if your insurance will not pay for it,
super expensive,
is ridiculously expensive, and insurance companies don't want to pay for that one. So if you can get it, and if you're willing to pay the money for it, I think the Dexcom G7 is amazing. Well, I haven't tried the G7. I had the G6. But the Dexcom is amazing. You can calibrate it, which I love. I wish I could calibrate the Freestyle. But I don't know unless they really lowered the price on it. The Dexcom G6 was costing me over $500 with a prescription going to the store. And a lot of insurance companies won't pay for it, but will pay for the Freestyle. But it's ridiculously expensive. And so that's where I think the Freestyle, if you're not a diabetic and you are not dosing your insulin, I personally don't think it's worth the extra money. But if you're willing to pay for it,
that is great.
That is great. I was willing to pay for it one time just so that I can see the difference. And I got that prescription through Dr. Sivas, and he even said to me, you realize how much this is going to cost you.
Right. And
I got it from Costco at a deal.
Ever since then, we have gone with the chipper chicken, as they said in Father of the Bride.
Patty Ebb said, howdy, I love San Pelli. I just started beef butter bacon egg on Monday. No sweets is hard, not necessarily snacks. Is the sweetened drinks I miss.
Yeah, so I need to have some sort of a treat. And you know what? The treat can also be that like you go someplace or you do something, to reward yourself or something to celebrate, because it is challenging to put yourself through one of these challenges, right? Yep. So for my mom, one of the things that my mom does is if she's doing some sort of like elimination like that, doing a round of triple B and E, she's like, I'm going to go ahead and buy some extra ribeye steaks. Because there's a lot of stuff that I can't have during this time. I'm going to treat myself to a better cut of meat because I understand that I'm stepping away from more coffee experiences, diet soda, that sort of thing. So like I need to be able to say to myself, yeah, you're not getting this, but you are getting this. So that's when she kind of treats herself to like elevated cuts of meat.
Paul said, my CGM starts alerting me during a shower too, but for me it's a false high. I drop back to normal like a rock 5 minutes after showers. That's exactly what happens to us.
Yeah.
At least to me. It goes way high, like 30, 40 points high sometimes, and then like within 5 minutes, it comes back down. Juju said, stress and sleep are my biggest struggle. Looking into some biofeedback hack and stress reduction classes. Post is offering for free. We shall see.
I am so proud of you for doing that investigation. Like, I can't tell you how many people I talk to that are like, stress and sleep are terrible for me, and the end. And it's like there's no attempt to change things. And I know it is hard. It is really, really hard. We've had to make some really hard decisions personally in order for me to try to change my stress levels and my sleep. But it's been worth that investigation. I'm really proud of you for investing the time and energy that it takes to see, is there anything that I can do differently, right? I love it.
Donna said, didn't hear, does the Creamy Deluxe fit under your cabinet? Yes, it does. It does fit. AV said, I know you're not doctors, nurses, or healthcare professionals, but any idea why? Oh, we read that one already, where I answered it earlier. Cat Diamond, you guys are so lucky it rains in the summer there.
Yeah.
If it didn't rain, it would be ridiculous.
I think we would explode. I think we would just explode. Today, it was very hot, and I wanted to still, like, be outside. So I was writing, and it was so funny because I had everything, along the side of the pool and was just standing in the pool in order to write. Because even inside, like, I don't want us to have a $500 electric bill, and it's, just to keep it tolerable in the house is challenging. So I'm like, yeah, I've got to just go right outside in the pool. Funny. Sit in water.
I came home. I was at the dive shop doing some work for my instructor's course, and he's been teasing me about the water conditions. It's like you can go ice skating on the ocean right now. It's that flat. And so
no breeze at all.
Rachel and I are going to go diving on Saturday morning. So I came home and I said, hey, we're going to go diving on Saturday morning since we didn't go on Father's Day. And I said it in front of Caleb, and Caleb was like, you got to be careful, like wicked lightning storms. And I'm like, not in the morning. Like if in Florida, especially South Florida, the mornings are generally great. 2 to 3 o'clock, the skies open up. There's a lightning show. Like everybody run inside. We're like the lightning capital. Everybody run inside, and then 30 minutes later, it doesn't look like it rained. And it's every day. Like we were at Animal Kingdom yesterday, and we got out of I don't remember what we went to the Lion King show, and I said, Rachel, let's go in the bed. She's like, I want to go pet goats. Oh my gosh, now she wants goats again. So I'm like, we got to take the train in the back, and you can see it's getting darker, and it's getting darker, and it's getting darker. And as we pull up into the back area, it starts drizzling. And then I said, let's go inside, and because they put all the animals away. And we sat inside for a half hour while Rachel learned how to draw some character from Zootopia. And we went back outside, and it looked like it never rained. And meanwhile, they said it was pouring out, lightning out. It's
absolutely pouring.
It's a part of Florida. But if we didn't have that afternoon rain, the humidity is already like 80%. Chris sent me a thing last week. He's like, it's hard in humidity. It was like 20%. And I'm like, here's ours. It was like 84% humidity.
Right. It's crazy.
Kate said, just took my first bite of banana muffin keto bread.
Oh, my Lord, yum.
Did my keto bread come today?
Maybe.
Did it really? Where is it? Did it really?
No.
It didn't come?
It didn't.
It shipped. Where is it? Did your mother come to our house?
It didn't.
Did your mother come to our house and take my keto bread?
Who?
I want my keto bread.
Who?
I have one right there.
What?
Lori said, I think you missed my comment. Our baby, is turning 13 on Sunday.
Wow.
Her name is Dylan, but we call her Wampy.
Well, I'm going to, let's say Dylan. You want to sing?
No,
ready?
She's saying call her Wampy.
Well, but you may be saying that wrong. Let's go with Dylan.
Wampy? Okay.
Ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dylan Wompy. Happy birthday to you and many more, so many more. 13. What a beautiful age to be. I loved 13.
Neely said
Summer of 13 was
they
cool.
wanted me to take the name out of the recipe title.
Oh.
I don't think they really could make me legally. I told them I'd do it just to help them out. Yeah,
you're nice.
I don't think they can either, but I know
I don't
that's
think
why,
so.
like, when we made that, like, how to make your own, we call it carnivore chips. We purposely didn't put carnivore crisps in there.
Yeah.
Just to be nice.
Yeah.
But I don't think they can do anything. I mean, people like look alike, Apple look alike,
Well, I've seen people say, like, here is, the Applebee's look-alike or Chick-fil-A sauce, but it's, a look-alike sauce.
Yeah. Chris probably knows that better than me.
Because people are going to search it that way. I think that's understandable, that people are going to search on YouTube for it that way.
Mama Cat said, question, I can't use baking powder because corn causes inflammation for me. Does anyone have a substitute for baking powder that doesn't contain gluten?
I saw
corn,
Neely
or
had
salt?
answered that.
Yeah, there are a few things out
You can
there.
use a combo of baking soda. Wait, if you scroll down a little bit, she said it. You can use a combo of baking soda and cream of tartar in place of baking powder. That's a great tip.
Basically, what baking powder is, it's like an acid and a base mixed. Sheena said, I didn't have a question with my super sticker. I just wanted to thank you both for being a huge part of my keto journey. I've lost 160 pounds. Thank you very much.
Absolutely incredible.
Anything else before we get off? Defense Wiz said, second video I watched was the yogurt video making peak yogurt and Rachel saying nut milk bag 100 times. I was like, these are my people. I need to take that video down.
Well, it was funny because we are waiting on our first shipment of Mom's Nuts. So excited. So stinking excited about that. So this is a company where it's lollies, formerly lollies.
It's the same exact formulation.
But this is a company that's going to be passed from parent to child eventually. And so these will at one point be Mom's Nuts. So, but just the greatest name ever.
Yeah, we did talk to them, and they said that it is, it's the same formulation.
So if you enjoyed lollies, you're really going to love Mom's Nuts.
Nicole said declined the glucose drink this pregnancy, so I'm testing my blood glucose for 7 days instead.
That is absolutely a brilliant idea. A lot of people, Michelle declined it.
That's where you tell the doctor, like, I'm not taking that. You can put a CGM on.
And so Michelle actually offered that as well. She said, I will not be taking it, but I will wear a CGM if you think that would help. So yeah, that's great. I love that conversation with a doctor that's willing to do it. Honestly, why would we do this to ourselves?
Yeah, see, Shauna said the Libre 2 said it wouldn't work with my Galaxy 21, but I tried it and it works fine. I don't think they updated the info about that.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. I know that for a while Miriam was having a problem where she had to use a reader. But again, I know that the Libre 3 does work with Galaxies and all the Androids. Lori said, having problems with nighttime leg cramps. Have tried all kinds of electrolytes and doctored blood work test normal. She wants to try B12 shot. I had gastric bypass 2019. Anything magnesium. Make sure, again, they do blood work and they say it's normal, but normal for who? So is it normal for somebody on the standard American diet, or is it normal for you? If you take a bunch of extra magnesium, like where I'm going to direct you to is the best magnesium that's not going to make you go poop in bed, was use the Keto Chow magnesium capsules. Or the drops if you want. But the capsules, just throw a bunch of them in your mouth, and the worst that's going to happen is if you have too much of it, your body's just going to get rid of it when you go to the bathroom in the morning. But I would always get leg cramps at night. I know Miriam does. I know Rachel used to all the time.
My mom.
You just take a bunch of those things at night. So if you're having leg cramps while you're sleeping,
the Keto Chow magnesium capsules.
Generally magnesium. And magnesium is one of the hardest electrolytes to get in your food on keto because when it comes to food, it's generally found in things that are not very friendly to keto. So you really are going to, that's one of the things you really almost need to supplement. I mean, you could find potassium in keto-friendly products if you really wanted to, like avocados and some green leafy vegetables. If you can find them grown in good, not minerally depleted land. And salt is easy, just salt all your food. But magnesium is hard, so you really do need to use a magnesium supplement, especially if you're having that kind of thing. And the Keto Chum magnesium capsules
Best we've found.
are when they put them into a capsule, I was like, I'm done. I don't need anything else. Just give me a few of those things. Sheena said, my husband and I are outdoorsy. We go hiking, antler hunting, and are bow hunters.
Wow.
I now can go miles without whining. He's amazing. Tells me each time we go out, you couldn't do this before.
I love that. I love that so much. And it's so important for, your partner to encourage you that way. Like just taking note of it as we walked around like the different parks at Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Animal Kingdom. We were both pointing that out to each other. We couldn't do that before. You couldn't do that before. You couldn't do that before. And it's such a beautiful celebration. What a great thing to do with your newfound health, your reclaimed health, right? What I love to hear is people getting out and having an adventure, living their lives, right? So because you've done so much to transform your life, don't sit back on the couch, right? Get out there, do some exploring, and have some fun. I love that so much.
Okay, we are going to get off. Excuse me, anything special coming up? We have a couple of cool videos coming out.
Tomorrow, Indiana Jones.
Tomorrow, Indiana Jones.
And there's a brand new month coming with a new monthly focus, so just stay tuned for that. And also on like the Facebook family group, in Mighty Networks, leave us some comments. Let us know, what did you do as far as your fight with dread this month? This month, the focus was on you versus dread. Did you have any victories this month where you overcame something that you used to dread and now you've kind of refocused and reframed and experienced some success in that area? Let us know because we want to hear what's going on with you.
Don't forget about Monday. We will be back live again at 10 a.m. Eastern Time for Keto Beyond the Couch. Everybody have a good night.
We love you.
Bye.